Hi, Arthur, and yes, we're live.
The rumors of our life have been greatly exaggerated. However, do not attempt to adjust your television. No, what you need to do is go take your psychiatric meds because you're watching the internet, not your television. How's everybody doing? Middle of a Wednesday, middle of a week, we got some things to talk about, up to and including a new version of Fedorf. That's right.
Yeah.
DaVinci Resolve, that is so busted. I'm going to tell you just to avoid it for now. And Pulse, not the audio, but it's in the browser. It's like somebody peeled Firefox.
Yeah.
And yes, week 3 of single board computers that are not only way more powerful than a Raspberry Pi 4, cheaper, they're also available. Yeah.
Very nice. Hi, Steve Husband, and hi, my brother, Jelly Bean. Yay.
How's everybody doing in this middle of the week? We got a lot going on. I've been running around like crazy, trying to get this video knocked out. Finally got a chance to sit down and re-record. I have the opposite of stage fright. I have reverse stage fright. This is a very real thing that I've been dealing with pretty much the entire time I've ever been behind a microphone ever since somebody's like, hey, I need you to go to record this. I'm like, okay. Now, if I'm recording on a Saturday, hook or by crook, I'll even pay a technical director to sit there. I need an audience to talk. Audience of one. Even if it's just a director going over list line, or a TD listening, watching YouTube videos, as long as I know I got somebody there. If I'm trying to record something, I'm working on doing the voiceover work for a video that I'm working on for Linux Gamecast. If I sit down with complete silence with nothing around, I have like I guess what stage fright is. I'm like, so I gotta work out of it. I gotta work my way through it up to the point where I have to like visualize. Like I sit and talk to myself. Like, all right, gotta get pumped up. Then I can record. It's weird.
Yeah, I understand, Ben.
However, you put me in front of a crowd, have me a microphone, I'll go right on stage. Not a problem. Just boom. It is a strange thing indeed. All right, we got about 8 minutes before go time, people. So get your bits together. That is something I'm looking for. We got a Sigma 1.4. Oh, right. I got that written down.
Oh, Arthur, and here's my other emoji mug I got at Dollar Tree. I love this mug. There's cup, I should say. Lots of emojis. Arthur, and that would be funny. Emojis.
You can definitely do that. I've been, one of my long-term goals that I'm going to be setting up at some point, it's just the technical bits of getting it, is to have a, like, legitimate, I completely didn't get the idea. I always want to steal what Deadmau5 does.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Occasionally, when he's in his studio mixing, he's just got effectively a ceiling camera set up.
Yeah, I've seen his studio. It's really incredible.
And he's got a screen set up and doing everything in there and doesn't even have a live mic on. It's like, hey, if we're going to chat, we can chat back and forth. But you're able to get all the audio and video of everything that he's working on. So I eventually want to set up something like that.
Cool.
It is just the technical bits of doing that. Kind of difficult, but I'll work it out eventually. That's going to have my moment. I mean, it's doable, but by doable, I mean, I could throw money at the problem, but what's the fun in that?
Yeah. Yeah, Deadmau5, he has this incredible studio with cameras all around, speakers all around, and a synths in the center. Pretty cool setup. I saw a tour of Deadmau5's house. Deadmau5's house on iJustine. She did a nice tour.
Yeah, he streams on Twitch.
Mm-hmm.
Which is interesting to watch. He spent an entire day playing Power Washing Simulator.
Oh, yeah.
Like he was at it at 5 o'clock in the morning when I checked, and he was still at it at like 9 p.m. that night. does that.
Oh, okay.
Like,
Yeah. Yeah, I've watched him a few times on Twitch. Hello, Pink is Pretty. I will be right back before we start the shows. And
all right, coming down. Let's check our. Well, I can't do that. I need to. That's another thing I need to do. I'm trying to use that clock more and more, but it works when it works. I have that. I've been shopping for like camera lenses. I want to get a decent like 1.4 prime lens, but I want to get one used, and buying used camera lenses, what I need to do is go to some local pawn shops. That's what I need to do. Needs a strong word. Also, I'm trying to figure out, what do you think the bare minimum is? Because we do Trackmania on Tuesdays and Fridays, and what I want to set up for everyone is to have a dedicated box. Not even a dedicated box. I want to have like maybe like one of the 3 boxes under this table. You know, I have Jill's box, then I have a guest box, then I have Pedro's box, and I want to like swap one of those out for a system powerful enough to run Trackmania Squared, which is what we play. Now, out of curiosity, I tried. I don't even know what CPUs are on these things. I don't want to pull that up right now. They're old, man. They're like ancient i7 quad cores. Funny enough, I installed Steam on one of these. And it can technically launch Trackmania. With everything on low, it can get maybe 6-7 frames per second. Maybe 8. It was hilarious. So what I'm thinking about doing, hello Joe, is because I still have that B350 Jackbox's old motherboard. I got the B350. And picking up just buying another 5600G CPU for it. I think that might be enough to play Trackmania. Because all it's going to do is just spectate. It's going to sit in the server and spectate for us. What did you get at the store? I need to go to the store. I was going to go to the store yesterday. I had a thing like lined up. I'm like, all right. Groceries? All right. So you went to the grocery store, one might say. Well, you can't really say that these days, right? Because a lot of stores have like a grocery section. You're running late. Yeah, I was going to go to the grocery yesterday, and it was an icky, soggy, wet day all day yesterday. Messed my plans up. I wanted to go vacuum out one of my cars. And, well, vacuum the outside of it, get all the leaves out of it, because it's fall. And just, but not when it was soggy like that. No. Aw. Well, you gotta be like, you know, has to reach that form of acceptance, like Jill's hubby, Steve. He's just like, all right, this is how it rolls now. But we do have, the crunchy tunes are back on our Trackmania server. I got that kind of resolved. See, Steve knows the game. He knows how to play. And we're going to start off with the Fedora stuff. And then we're going to go all about resolve. How big can we make this? And it'll still fit. Pretty big. Ugh, it doesn't look good. Is that a cat?
Steve husband.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to go by all the pawn consignment shops. Well, pawn shops usually have the best selection. But the problem is like, this wasn't like my Nikon haul. Like I got a comical amount of Nikon lenses that I shouldn't have, that I don't really have any need for. But I bought somebody's entire collection. Got SpongeBob. It's like, I can't sell these. How much? I was like, I give you $100 for it. And he's like, sold. I'm like, man, okay. And I have no idea what to do with them. I have a spare AMD 570. Well, you see, the thing is, Joe, I have a spare 2060 sitting in a box. Like, what I'm looking for, though, is that's why I want to know if I can get the 5600G to do it all by itself. You know, like fewer moving parts. And if I can get out of having to put a graphics card in it, I don't have to use a chunky case. I can use a slim case.
Yeah.
Slim case. Okay. Yeah, you know what? I'll even buy one of those stupid little power supplies. Yeah, I want it to be small, low power, like everything else. Like if we wanted a big gaming rig or something like that. But again, this is why it's a difficult problem, because I got to make a butter robot, something that, you know, effectively does what these boxes are, but can kind of monitor, you know, an 11-year-old video game. We'll see.
Yeah.
Wish
kind
us
of
luck.
a middle of the road card. That'll be good for that.
Well, I'm hoping I'll be able to get away with using just the integrated graphics on a 5600G.
Yeah, you should be able, no problem.
And I'm going to find out when I get some time. This is kind of why I've been front loading everything, I want to get everything wrapped up tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm going to see if I got a chance to install and see if my existing 5600G, which all this is running on, can play Trackmania. And if it can, that's a good way forward, because that just means I need to buy a stick of RAM and the 5600G, which is like $100. So we'll see. Wheels. Oh, and I have to get a case too.
Yeah, I'm trying to. I have tested Trackmania on my 5600G. I do have one of those in a slim case, but I can't remember what. I know it was over 30 or 40, I think, FPS, maybe 60. Anyways, it was too long ago. I checked. I don't remember what I got on that system. Oh, hey Joe. Steve Husband, yeah, he posted, I remember I got all these mugs during the pandemic. That's why I'm in mask.
All right, let me check the...
And that's a different one from the one is that the same one as the one I'm holding? It might be the same one. I've got 4 different ones.
All right. So let me get this scrolled down and we're going to get underway.
Yeah. Yeah, Joe, I actually have two Ryzen systems with onboard video just to play around with.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are locked and loaded. Got our recordings going, as
Okay.
recordings do. That is good. Got Audacity set up.
Yay, showtime.
Audacity crashed on me on Saturday. Well, Sunday morning when we got done with Linux Gamecast Weekly, and I'm like, oh boy.
Uh-oh.
This is why my backups have backups during live recording. I was able to salvage it. So for our patrons, we were able to get the live and uncut experience was intact. It just took like 3 extra steps to get it.
Okay.
But it was there. Backups will save you. I'll talk more
Yeah.
about backups when we come to DaVinci Resolve.
Oh, yeah. So true, man.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Linux Weekly, daily Wednesdays where we sit back, relax, take that midweek break, talk about some of the fun things going on in the world of Linux and open source. I'm Vince Stone, joined every week by Jill Bryant and everyone watching us live on Twitch. How's it going? Got a bunch of things. Been running around like crazy. It's starting to get cold. We were talking about that last night when we were playing around in Trackmania. It's, I think tomorrow night it's going to get down to the zeros. That's 0C, so I think that's 30 freedom units. It's freezing wherever that is.
Wow.
But
it's 69 Fahrenheit here, which
Right.
is in the 20s
Well,
Celsius. It's
like-
usual for Southern California.
It's kind of balmy. It's like 11 degrees outside, which is nice and warm. But we were talking in the pre-show about, really what I want. I'm going to cause it to happen because I need to build a gaming light PC, like something that can just barely game. And by barely game, I need it to run an 11, 12-year-old title. Guess what? Trackmania 2, because I want to set up a spectator cam so we can all just play and I don't have to worry about trying to manage cameras and play at the same time. Just let it run so everybody gets a fair shake on the stream. And it makes me really want a Steam Cube, Jill. I really want to get
you need one.
this imaginary thing that doesn't exist because Valve hasn't made it yet.
Yeah.
I want one. And what do I mean when I say Steam? I want the Steam Deck internals. I don't want the controllers. I don't want the screen. I want a
just
block.
the computer.
Give me an HDMI out. I'll even take a display port. Whatever you got, that's all I need. Make it $299. I'll buy two. Make it $250. I'll begrudgingly buy one. But yeah, what I'm thinking about doing, I'm going to do a test tomorrow. I got all of the video and audio recorded for the camera hack video. That's done. That's ready. I just got to stick it all together. That's this afternoon since I'm in here. But tomorrow I'm going to try, because I tried to install Trackmania on one of these boxes. I think it was either Pedro's boxes or the box you're on. And there's some old i7s.
Yeah.
They were originally like Dell 3010s, and Pennywise sent in a RAM CPU, and they're upgraded, less ancient i7s, but the iGPUs. I was surprised it launched. I just wanted to see what type of dumpster fire it would be. It did launch. And I cut everything down to low, and it was getting about 8, 9 FPS.
Yeah.
It was it was bad enough to where I wasn't upset, because if it was like 50, I'd be like, oh man, it was just so bad. It's like, yeah, that's adorable. Then I installed everything. So I think tomorrow I will test it out on Jackbox, which has the 5600G in it, see if I can get away with an iGPU solution, and I'll turn one of these boxes since I already have that B350 motherboard.
Yeah.
I'll take that, get another 5600, slap it together, and we'll have like a multi-purpose thing because I don't want to spend a ton of money on this.
Yeah, I want to make it cheap. Well, my recollection, Ven, is with the 5600G, whenever I've ran games, as long as you use low to medium settings, you usually can get 60 frames per second on most games. So there's that.
I'm not going to be running this at low and medium settings on a screen.
Yeah, well, it's an older game, so you might get away with higher. I don't know.
We'll get some real numbers tomorrow when I get a chance. We'll find out. And worst case scenario, I got a 2060 Founders Edition sitting in a box doing nothing.
There you go.
That's a backup card, Worst case scenario. You know what? I guarantee you, I know for a fact that I can run Trackmania on a 980. So.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. This is not a difficult game, but it'll be curious to see if that is doable. How about you, Jill? What's up?
Oh, boy. So, me and Steve went to Disneyland on Saturday with my nephew, Evan, and his boyfriend, Chris, and we had a wonderful time. It was the opening weekend of the holiday celebrations at the park, and we had fun seeing some of the shows and going on some of the rides, including It's a Small World with the Christmas overlay. It's one of my favorite rides, so it has jingle bells in between It's a Small World, and they decorate it for the holidays, and it's absolutely beautiful. And we had a nice dinner together, and went to Festival of the Holidays. There are food carts at Disney's California Adventure, and had fun doing the troll through the food carts. That was fun.
You throw a troll through food carts? What?
No, doing a walking, experience of going through all the different food carts and trying a bunch of different food.
Okay.
Cart trolling, we call it.
Cart trolling.
Yeah. They're pop-up carts just for special events at Disneyland, and this is the Christmas ones. And they make specialty, unique foods just for this event. It's really great.
Sounds healthy.
Yummy. Yeah. Oh, it was delicious.
Let's go ahead and jump into it. Fedorf 37 is out, and I looked through all that. Jill's going to tell you all about it. And I think the big exciting thing, at least for me, out of curiosity, is going to be the Raspberry Pi, though.
Yeah, that is cool, Vin. So yeah, Fedora Linux 37 has been released with lots and lots of major changes and improvements. And the first thing I actually noticed is I ran the Fedora Linux Workstation 37 Live ISO and GNOME boxes on my install of Fedora Linux 36, and I noticed how much quicker it loaded in the virtual machine. So that's a great sign. And I actually really enjoy the default wallpaper. It's kind of a river with abstract stones. It's a very abstract image of a scenic but yet beautiful scene. And it actually, the wallpaper boots
Fedora
in...
Magazine. Hi, this is Old Man Vin. Pictures, screenshots. These help.
Yeah, they didn't have...
Any's the word you're looking for. At all. They have none.
None. They had none. Oh, we should have checked another link, Ben. So anyways, the desktop wallpaper boots in GNOME Light mode with a bright blue and green color palette for the scene. But the wallpaper can be easily switched to dark mode with a darker color palette of blues and greens in the appearance setting menu. Also, you can do this in the GNOME 43 new quick settings feature accessed in the top right of the GNOME panel. So this is also a good distro to test out GNOME 43. And so I think I am ready now to update my Fedora 36 rig to Fedora 37. So I'm going to be doing that this week. And so, yeah, there's so many new things with this version of Fedora, including new Fedora additions. There's a Fedora Core OS, which is the successor to Atomic Host. This provides an automatic update mechanism geared toward hosting container-based workloads. There's also the Fedora Cloud Edition, which provides a great Fedora base to run in your favorite public or private cloud. And it features...
Big shout out. It's FOSS. Screenshots. Yes, I just went through a bunch of different websites looking for screenshots.
Found it. Found one.
Good on you. It's FOSS.com.
Yeah, and as I said, Fedora Workstation features the latest version of GNOME 43, which includes a new device security panel and settings. More core GNOME apps have been ported to the latest version of the GTK toolkit, GTK4, and it has a much more modern look and feel, which I really love. And the Fedora server now produces a KVM disk image to make running server in a virtual machine much easier. Very nice. And yeah, as Ven was saying at the top of the story, the Raspberry Pi 4 is now officially supported in Fedora Linux, including accelerated graphics. Woohoo! So there's so many new changes to Fedora. All the programming languages and system library packages have been updated, including Python 3.11, Golang 1.19, glibc 2.36, and LLVM 15. So there's so much. Look at the show notes and see all the new upgrades to Fedora 37 and to go download it.
The biggest update, I just want to go ahead and let everybody know. On Fedora 37, Emacs 28. That's right. That's
nice.
Right. You've been waiting for it. I don't know. I gotta love. I mean, I came Red Hat back in the day to Fedora Core 1. I grew up with Fedora. I grew up with Red Hat and Fedora in a way. And it's still, Fedora is one of the few no-frills distributions that you can you can definitely install it out of the box and tell it, hey, I want you to install this, and it pretty much stays out of your way. Huge fan of that. Mm-hmm. And I think there's something to be said, and there's always going to be a place for distributions that do that. It's not trying to deliver the Fedora experience.tm copyright registered trademark.
Yeah. And what's also awesome about Fedora, Ven, is that it's a nice combination of stable and updated. You get updated drivers, you get updated apps, but with a lot of stability. And
hasn't always been the case, Joe.
Yeah. Well, it is now. It is now. In the last couple of years. Oh yeah, Fedora Core OS.
Installed Fedora.
Yeah.
And you crossed your feet, and it kind of grew into that, though.
That's true.
It
That's
kind of
true.
grew into that, because originally when Fedora branched off Red Hat Linux, it was Red Hat with a different GUI installer, if you were doing the GUI installers. But yeah, there was, it got dicey there for a minute, it was an adventure. And I think usually by like somewhere around like 24, 25, I was like, oh, because I installed it in a VM just to check it out. And I'm like, that was boring. It just installed it and didn't do anything, and which is a good thing. But here's what I want, and I'll keep saying it every time we talk about a Fedora release. My imaginary dream world. I want this present to show up, under my upside down Christmas tree. A Fedora LTS Workstation Edition, because I know we have a Workstation Edition of Fedora.
Yes,
but you're still going to have to deal with that,
it's rolling.
Life cycle. Well, it's not a rolling release.
Well, no, but it does update frequently. So it's that in between rolling and stable.
So you got that 13-month life cycle. And, I understand like IBM going, and that's when you go buy, a license to run RHEL. That's too much of a commitment. I want something that hardware and software vendors could target that it's going to stick around for a while. And they do that now with Ubuntu. Because say what you want about Canonical. They're like, hey, we're going to do an LTS that lasts forever.
Yeah, it's wonderful. Yeah.
Or to a lesser extent, because I'll even, I run Debian. I'll throw Debian under the bus. But at least, when you're running a release version of Debian, it's usually like 3 or 4 years. No problem. So, I'd like a version of Fedora that was going to stick around and say had like, it doesn't have to be like super long, but like maybe 5 years.
A couple years.
Yeah. Something to say these packages are going to stay the same. They're not going to be a moving target, and they're going to get security updates. And I know to a non-insignificant portion of the audience, they're like, that sounds incredibly boring and dumb. Yes, but when you're setting up a production environment for content, multimedia, or streaming, you don't want moving parts.
Yeah.
This is the important thing.
So true. Yeah.
And I go back and forth with this, with people are looking up, because I've learned to sort people out, especially on the audio side. Because they'll say, what's the best thing to set up for doing audio production? Somebody will say, Arch, like, get out of here. Leave. The adults are talking. You don't want to do a rolling release. But what the real question is, do you want to build a dedicated box for it? And same goes for everything. Like if you want to set up a dedicated audio system, video system, and this is how it's done in the real world, you don't want it to update. This is why you will see machines disconnected from the internet. I can't tell you how many production studios I've been in. Audio production studios are the biggest criminals of this. There will be Mac G4s running Pro Tools or versions of Ableton in the corner, disconnected from everything, that if you touch it, they will jump on you and drag you out.
Yeah.
Why? Because it works. Not broke, don't fix. And, same goes for like, that's why you'll always see those like random weird machines sitting around. You're like, why is there an XP box? Well, it turns out there's a reason for it, but I'd like an LTS version of Fedora. But,
yeah,
that's
a good idea.
There used to be CentOS for that, Jill. No, not so much.
Well, I guess you could just have a Fedora box that you don't run DNF updates on. I know people who do that, that just want to keep it stable. So,
see, I like the idea of something like that, but I wouldn't have that box online.
Oh, okay.
Right? So you want to get security updates.
Yeah.
Even after it's one EOL. But hey, that's another great release from Fedora.
Awesome.
That is awesome for it. Now, let me know you about something that is absolutely was not a great release, not even a little bit.
Oh, boy.
Something I know way too much about. I'm talking about DaVinci Resolve. 18.1 is out. Social media support, neural engine AI updates, speed improvements, and all that is, maybe it's there, because welcome to testing in production. Not me testing this in production. Blackmagic testing this in production, because this thing should have an alpha tag on it, at least a beta tag. And it's really crashy. It is. It's not just for us Linux nutters either. If you go to the DaVinci Resolve support forums, at Blackmagic, it is about 19 pages of people going, this thing is a dumpster fire right now.
Oh, boy.
But they have added some things, like finally on Linux, we have high DPI scaling. That's been enabled on Linux. Good news, everybody. It almost works. There it is, almost working.
Okay. Oh, wow.
None of the thumbnails, none of the UI elements. They're just like missing, because I'm going to be me. If I'm going to complain about something, they don't have a GitHub account, obviously, for this, but they have support for them. So I log in, I'm like, it's a wee off, lads. And Pet Iru comes back and he's like, hey, man, you got to go through all this basic stuff. Anyway, I found out what the problem was. The high DPI scaling at 100% causes all the UI elements to be broke. However, if you crank it up to 150%, not only you did a comically oversized large UI that I don't know how you would ever be able to use, because like your window to edit stuff is super tiny, but it does work. But the thumbnails are like grayed out and rendered weird. And you can experience that in between crashes, which is really neat.
Wow.
It's not that great. And the biggest thing is if you follow me on Twitter, I know, or I think I may even posted this on our Mastodon instance. I said, back up your data. Do it. It will save you one day. And when it does, you will do a victory lap where you post a screenshot on whatever social media you're using saying, remember, back up your data, because you're so grateful. So grateful that you had a backup of something. Because I wasn't.
3 backups of everything. That's my motto.
I was so excited because I was so crushed. Resolve 18.1 does a database upgrade. Never had a problem with a database upgrade in Resolve. And I've been running Resolve since version 12. Not been a problem. Upgrade, it's always a little thing. Like, Now, here's the issue. This is one of those upgrades where if you try to open it with a previous version, it doesn't work. All right?
Oh, okay.
So I do the upgrade. I don't think about it. I'm like, I'm like, I can't see the UI. This thing's crashy. I don't have time for this. I got to finish this video I'm working on. So I roll it back and I open up the project database to access, and it's like, nope, can't access that. Why? Because you just upgraded it, dummy. I'm like, oh, huh. What do we do here? And I had that moment of panic, right? I'm sitting there.
I know.
I'm locked out of all of my projects. Like, no, I'm not, because even on this box, I have Deja Du. So I only lost like 6 hours of work, which wasn't bad. That's better than having to redo all of the templates and or just sitting around waiting on, for this to get fixed whenever it gets fixed. But a couple of new features in this we can look forward to. And I think one that's going to be interesting for some people, I wanted to play around with, this is the only reason I installed it initially, is there's a new dialogue editor.
Nice.
Which has the ability to level dialogue, allegedly. And it's using the neural AI engine inside of DaVinci Resolve. So I'm like, I at least want to see, Jill, how that compares against this piece of cutting edge technology back in the rack above the blue thing from 1986, which is called an Aphex compiler that we use for live stream. That you can, I want to see if something has finally been invented. No, we'll be able to do it. It's an unfair comparison because it's not going to be able to do it in real time like this does. But yeah, so go. I've been going to say, try this out. Don't even bother with this. Just wait until we get 18.2, 18.3.
More stable.
But if you do want to play with it, Make Resolve Dev has been updated for this if you want to do it. If you want to live that crashy experience, if you do just want to play around with it, go for it. Do keep in mind that you're going to need, basically, let me just save you all kind of time, you're going to need an NVIDIA card if you want to run Resolve on Linux. That's reality.
Yeah.
There's a 37-page thread on the Blackmagic forums if you want to play the adventure of trying to get an AMD card with a proprietary binary drivers up and running. That's on you. And it doesn't work with an iGPUs or, Intel or AMD. Yeah, hold off on this.
Hold off. I'm
Love
still
that.
running Resolve 16, so I'll just keep it at that. Maybe upgrade to 17. But yeah, so this version also has something kind of cool. It has vertical resolution options in your project settings for social media like TikTok. So now Ven can TikTok better.
But I'd have to like take a break from delivering all my hot YouTube shorts.
Yeah. Yes, there's that too. or Twitter or Facebook snaps and snapshots.
It is kind of a interesting, like, dark time. That's something I used to joke about. I was like, so when are we going to get appropriate layouts and customizations for vertical video? Here it is.
Yeah, that's been a thing I've been talking with my students for years, because the professional packages have never had it, because true professional uses broadcast standards or HD or 4K and and horizontal, not vertical. So, but
Jill, you got to quit being old,
changed.
man. That's not what the kids are using.
Oh yeah, no, it's
I've been
it's
against
definitely changed
vertical
now.
video since, I don't know, the first time video started showing up on the web and people are holding their phone like this.
Yeah,
Not like this, right? And
it's really only good for mobile because, your standard TV or your standard computer monitor is horizontal, not vertical. And so you
yeah, but who's got a computer, Jill?
yeah.
Would you have like a PC in your house? Ooh.
Yes, hundreds.
It's interesting. It's interesting times. I mean, especially if you're doing, because I know people that are currently editing, like they're starting to move some of their workflow over to, like, no joke, doing the YouTube Shorts.
YouTube Shorts, yeah.
And if you want a taste of that, TikTok, I just don't use that principle because there's so much wrong, like with that company, like with Thai. I'm not going to get the political side of it, but yeah. Do not have TikTok installed on your device unless you are fully comfortable with genuinely having all of your data mined and you have no control over it.
Yeah. Well, as a result, they have a really good search engine. So that's why.
I'm pretty sure if you ask like 99% of the people who've ever used TikTok, like a search engine.
Oh, well, no, it has really good discoverability with searching for videos and dance challenges and whatnot. Yeah.
So, yeah, moral of the story, I have no use for vertical video. I will die on this hill because I don't have any mobile devices I carry around like that because I get upset. I'm looking at you, any Android app developer that only has your app available in vertical. That drives me up the wall, and I'm looking at you. Hang on, who do I?
Is it Gen Z? I don't know. No.
It's one of the authenticators I use, which drives me up the wall because it's vertical only. So I open, I have a tablet set on landscape, right?
Yeah.
Just sitting on the desk here, and I got to open this thing, and I got to flip my head sideways, Jill, to read the numbers to punch them in every single time.
Yeah.
That is very irritating. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I personally don't care for vertical, but it's just what a lot of the new apps are using for the young people. So,
well, I don't carry around a mobile device with me all the time either.
Yeah,
so,
I do.
Yeah, rotatable. Yeah, see that we don't need hardware to fix a software problem. Done. We don't.
Yeah.
I feel you. Let's talk about a peeled down, stripped down, high performance.
Yeah.
Different looking version of Firefox.
Yeah, so this is nice. There is a new minimal web browser being developed that not only looks promising, but it also looks beautiful. It is called the Pulse browser, and it is an experimental Firefox fork that is focused on increasing work productivity and has a very hyper minimalistic UI and built-in tools. And this means, yes, it runs fast. It runs faster than the stock Firefox. And it includes easy to access sidebars, includes the uBlock Origin spyware blocker by default, and is very easily customizable. And what I did like is it features tabless when you launch the browser, which tabless is a beautiful customizable new tab page for Firefox that features widgets for weather, clocks, a quick link and speed dial for your favorite websites, or even literary quotes. And one of my favorite features of tabless is the back. It has beautiful backgrounds that are powered by the libraries of Unsplash and Giphy, or you can use your own, of course. So it has a really nice presentation when you boot the browser and you see it for the first time. And despite the Pulse browser still being an alpha, it's actually very stable, and I'm using it right now for my show notes as well to do the show. So I used it all yesterday to write my show notes, and I'm using it right now on my broadcasting rig. And
I
I'm
would
loving
expect
it.
it to be at least as stable as Firefox because, hey, at the end of the day, this is Firefox with some plugins tacked on the top of it.
Yeah.
You know, it's Firefox minus the telemetry and some telemetry in Firefox, stripped down UI. But they looked at Vivaldi and they're like, you know what? Vin really loves that annoying sidebar that shows up on Vivaldi that takes a minute to figure out every time I install it how to disable it properly. They saw that and they were so excited it irritated me, they added it.
Oh, I love sidebars, Ben. That comes from the old Netscape years.
I don't have sidebars on my Netscape.
I did. I always had sidebars on my Netscape.
That's not Netscape's fault. That's a Jill problem.
I like
Don't
that
throw
you could
Netscape under the
customize
bus.
it. No, I like sidebars. I did with Opera back in the day, and I use Vivaldi. So I think it's a really nice
You don't
feature.
get to come at me and say, hey, we're going to do a minimal interface, but here's the sidebar.
Yeah.
It doesn't work like that.
Oh, well, you can turn it off.
I'm sure I could, but if my first experience using anybody's browser, and again, I use Vivaldi too. I've said the same thing about Vivaldi. I'm like, if my first experience with your browser is like, how do I get rid of that? Maybe. Here's the thing. It's still said, I mean, it's using BetterFox user.js tweaks, which is nice, and the tabless extension for a better tab experience, which I assume is for the type of people that like to use tabs instead of bookmarks. But these are also the people that complain that my browser's eating all my memory. How many tabs do you have open? I'm not telling you that. Then go away. And Firefox QR code generator extension, which is nice. Speaking of QR codes, I had an opportunity to use the Steam QR code login this week.
Oh, nice.
When I was putting Trackmania on one of these boxes, I'm like, oh, this is going to be a nightmare because, you know, Steam's going to have it's going to be that day where Steam has a panic attack and it's like, you're not you, and flip out.
Yeah.
No, it just popped up and it's like, hey, take a picture of this. And click.
It works.
Boop, it just worked. I was like, that was pretty nice. That's pretty decent. Yeah, for the price, Jill, you can't complain. Pulsebrowser.app, all that's going to be in the show notes. I installed it. I mean, it's Firefox.
Yeah. Yeah, it has a nice tar.gunzip you can download and test it and just launch it.
And I'm happy to see stuff like this because we have everything that, we have all the Chrome variants. We have our Braves, we have our Vivaldis, and we have our Microsoft Edge, all of the Chrome variants. We could use some more.
Firefox variants.
I can't
And minimal
wait.
ones to boot.
I can't
Yeah.
wait. There are going to be so many comments naming off like whatever. It's like squiggly moon purple sideways fox.
There's so many different versions of Firefox.
Yeah, there's like these random obscure versions of Firefox. Like I had somebody like champion up one version I went looking into, and I was like, 3 people use this.
Yeah.
And that's cool. You do you. More the merrier. Happy to see it. And
yeah. Well, this is the lightest Firefox I've found, so I'm very happy about it.
You know what? It's probably a better experience than Firefox on mobile, on Android.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Pretty low bar, but I'm just saying. Go check it out. They have a GitHub page, open source. Play around with it. Now.
Yeah.
Time.
Yes, that is a very orange pie. I wonder why, Ben.
Isn't it?
I think there might be some lemon in there too.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got to get into week, not one, not week 2, but week 3 of our new segment, which used to be Slice of Pie, but it's now the more powerful and cheaper than a Raspberry Pi 4 segment. And this week, we're talking about the Orange Pi 5. It's an octa-core ARM, Wi-Fi 6, Bluetooth 5, 32 gigs of onboard eMMC flash, and support for up to, hold your breath, 32 gigs of RAM. Yeah, it can do that. $80 for 8 gigs, 116 for a 16 gig board. And they're open for pre-orders. They're saying in about 2 weeks, they're going to start shipping them out. And, yes.
I actually, I was very happy, Vin, that it has an onboard microphone. I think that was really cool. And it has a 26-pin header, a MIPI D-Fi and MIPI CSI connectors for cameras or displays. And it has a neural processing unit with support for up to 6 TOPS of AI performance. Pretty sweet. And you can buy it directly on Amazon or AliExpress and do a pre-order there. It's pretty cool.
Jill, everyone quit listening when I said 16 gigs of RAM. They just zoned out. They're like, wait, what? And
wait, what? Yeah.
They're just Googling right now. I just killed the entire audience. They're even available for pre-order on Amazon right now.
Yeah, I know.
So, I mean, if you were looking for, like, I don't even know what I would do with 16, much less 32 gigs, and especially consider, okay, you get octa-core rock chip, very powerful, 32 gigs built in, 32 gigs of eMMC. Mm-hmm. You get Ethernet. I mean, it's got the headphone jack, and it's got GPIO pins, and it's got neural acceleration doodles on it for $116.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't find a Raspberry Pi 4 for lower than that price.
No, you might be able to get a kit for like $260 maybe.
Yeah.
You know what? It's been a while. It's been a while, Jill, since we've taken a look. What do we think our current pricing? Oh, I should point out the one we talked about last week. What was it called? Off the top of my head, as I furiously go through the
one
website,
with 3 holes, 3 Ethernet holes.
Tri-Pi.
Tri-Pi.
What was it from Friendly? The NanoPi R.
Oh, Friendly Elect. Yeah.
NanoPi. Jordan ordered one.
Oh, good. Yes. Awesome.
We were talking about it in the after shows and for Linux Gamecast Weekly. It might have been during one of the segment breaks. And he's like,
nice.
I was just selling it. I wasn't selling it, trying to sell it to anybody. I'm like, can you believe the price of these things now? Well, like how powerful they are with how much networking. They just keep coming.
Yeah. And they're available.
Yeah. You just buy it.
Yeah.
You don't have to get on a waiting list. You don't have to like stalk Adafruit. You just give them some money. They send you a thing. Yeah. It's like the old times. Remember the old times where you could just buy something and it would show up?
Yeah.
Weird. And 16 gigs of RAM, like.
Sweet. I know.
Up to 32.
Yeah, that's what's impressive.
I don't know what I do with 16. Like on an SBC. Like even these boxes, these 2 boxes here, these things are only using 8.
Yeah.
So being able to crank that up to 16, you get creative with that. I'm sure people will come up with some uses, especially at that price, right?
Yeah, definitely. And the fact that it has an octa-core ARM, that sweet, very fast octa-core ARM processor.
Man. Yeah, see, I got all these are the problems I have right now. I was like, I got to build this Trackmania box.
You got projects, man.
I want to order that, but I also I still want to get that x86 level board that we talked about 2 weeks ago. You remember the Raspberry Pi Intel one? I want to pick that up. And I still want the one. Yeah. Oh, so much money. Speaking of money to spend, if you want to support us, head over to linuxgamecast.com. We got a support button. Patreon.com/Linux Gamecast. We got merch, shirts. We got studio wish list. Jordan's got a wish list. Pedro's got a wish list. Jill's got a wish list. You can help us out. We do appreciate your support. You can like and subscribe and all that. If you become a patron, you get access to our Discord. You get the uncut versions of these shows. You get some sneak peeks. Trust me, if you're going to get first crack at the camera hack video that I'm working on. And it's not even fair, but it is a big thank you because you're going to be able to get them at the best prices because these things are silly cheap right now in the used market. So you get to buy all of them up and everyone else can fight among the scraps. But come hop in our Discord. Come say hi. You can also get access to our Discord if you are a Twitch subscriber. Come play Trackmania with me and Jill on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Or just tune in the other days of the week. Tomorrow night, Joe, I don't know if you're going to be back, but Jordan's doing Borderlands 3, going through Borderlands 3 series. I know Jordan was able to get Joe in last week, and I think 2 weeks ago, Strider from Lutris popped in. So if you'd like to participate in that or just show up, sit back and watch, we'd appreciate it. And Saturday and Friday, we'll be back for Trackmania points match.
Yes.
Hop in, come play, get to practicing. That server's open 24/7. So it doesn't matter what time zone you're in. You don't have to show up live, even if you want to play asymmetrically like Katana does, because, Katana's busy. Katana has family. He's got kids. He's like, man, it's late at night before I get a chance to sit down and play on the computer.
Mm-hmm.
It tracks all of our scores. So you can always take a look and see who's where on each map, and you can play it that way as well. It is kind of fun. It is brilliant. Saturday, we'll be back for Linux Gamecast Weekly as well. But Jill, we're a little bit over by about 7 minutes. So we got to bounce out of here. Do we got any famous last words?
Oh, we have a new patron that showed up this morning, Bayatco.
Yeah, we think that last week.
Yeah. No, it wasn't on our list. I don't think so. Anyways.
Can we do the credits up?
Yes.
All right.
Yay! Thank you to all our patrons. Oh, yeah, I noticed someone was talking about SeaMonkey in chat. SeaMonkey is one of my favorite web browsers, too. Sweet. Web browsing suite. Thank you to our producers, our executive producers. We have Arthurian in chat. We have Chibsy. We have Steve Husband. We have Linux Ganuru. We have Don M. We have Katana Steel. Got my Steve Husband. I can't read them fast enough, all the people to thank. We have too many wonderful patrons and supporters to thank.
See you next week. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that's going to do it.
Bye-bye. And my brother.
Yeah, Blago's been around for a while because I added him to the credits a couple of weeks ago.
Okay. He just showed up on Discord, I guess.
Correct.
Yeah.
All right, we'll hang out for about 10 minutes, and I need to get up and do a bio break, get something to drink.
Okay, no problem.
You're on the internet? Allegedly. This could all be a simulation of your simulation.
Hey, Donna M. When I run something like, he says, and when I run something like Reactionary, Platinum, or Irexium on KDE, the SeaMonkey browser blends in with the vintage look and feel. Yes, I hear you, Don M. Yeah, SeaMonkey I use a lot. It's actually one of my default go-to browsers because, it has a built-in IRC chat. It's got an email client. It's what Firefox used to be. So yeah, I hear you. And it's frequently updated. It's very active. Nice Altamore. Oh yeah, Sandman's in the house. Ah, yay, Sandman. Good to see you. do. Yeah, Don M likes the SeaMonkey browser. Very cool. Oh, that's nice. I haven't watched the last few episodes of PC Per. I'm kind of behind. So did he feature us? They're so sweet, In fact, last week I was wearing Josh Walworth's shirt on LWW. Maybe that was the one they were they showed on their show or something. I'll have to go check. Yeah, Ice Weasel. Nice.
Other than the long line of Firefox forks that everybody's like, yeah, it's great. You ever used it? Nope. Katana, do you use Ice Weasel? That doesn't tell me anything about it. I was going to click on it. I'm like, that's just going to be an image. You did daily drive it. What caused you to break up with Ice Weasel? What was the, I don't know, the hair that broke a camel into and it exploded and ran out?
Yeah. I used to daily drive that one too for a while. I remember, gosh, I would go through, and try a different version of Firefox each month, actually, and go through it pretty thoroughly.
Another one, Joe? I gave one right at the beginning of the stream. I gave one right at the beginning of the show, Joe. Come on.
Oh. Yeah, Sandy was saying that PC Per featured us, or LWW, or me from the last episode. I've missed the last 2 episodes. I need to catch up. Last week I had worn the Josh Walrus logo shirt for PC Per.
Oh.
Yeah.
There's whatever you're trying to communicate in there somewhere. I'm trying to figure out.
I know. I'm so tired now. It didn't come out right. My dyslexia took over.
Yeah, the camera stuff is all of the worky bits are done. What I got to do right now, I have all the audio recorded, I have all the video recorded. The problem is it's not a problem. This is how you record stuff. You always overshoot with video. You get more B-roll than you need. Why? That is so much easier than setting everything back up to re-record something. You do that, then you do the audio. So you have way too much video and not enough audio. And somewhere in between the two must meet. So what I got to do is trim down a line. Well, the first thing you do is you go through the audio 2 or 3 times. You get it staged out. Because when you're recording audio, let's say I'm sitting here reading something, I'm like, I'm like, I didn't like that take, or whatever, or I didn't like the inflection on it. So you got to go through, I could say 5-minute video. It's got 5 minutes of me talking in it. That's going to usually be about 30, 45 minutes of audio. Multiple takes, multiple ways of going through things, and then you got to chop that up, then you got to label it, then you got to go through it and trim it down, which versions you like and all that, and stitch it together, and you're like, all right. Then you get it all lined up on the video, cut, make it all make sense, put some graphics in it, do the color grading on it, and all the other fun bits. And so probably Friday. I got a lot to do tomorrow.
Okay.
But I think I'll have it up by Friday. See, I thought I was going to have it up by last Friday, but I messed up and I said, I might be able to get it out by Friday. And fate was like, brother. And like, does the elbow drop on you? Yeah, there's your update. Was that good, Joe? I did my best.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hate writing scripts, Katana. I will tell you the script. What is word count? Control G? No, what is word count in Google Docs? I forget.
No, I've forgotten too. I haven't used it in a long time.
You haven't used it in a long time?
No, I haven't used. I use it all the time. I haven't used the word count in probably a couple of years, so I don't think about it.
Word count, Control-Shift-C. That's why. See, I know it exists because it's one of those keys that's close enough to Control-Shift-V, right?
Mm-hmm. And you've accidentally hit it. I think that was the last time I used it.
And if you don't know, if you want to do, traditionally, if you want to paste without formatting, it's Control-Shift-V. But Control-Shift-C brings up,
yeah.
word count.
That's right. Okay, so that was the last time I that came up for me is when I mistakenly did C instead of E.
The word count for this video is, give everybody an idea what goes into that. Upload, where's the pictures directory? There we go. So for a 5-minute video, we're at 6 pages, 1,100 words, 6,000 characters. So it'll get you a 5-minute video.
Mm-hmm. Hmm. Sandman says you're looking spicy today, Vin.
I always look spicy, Sandy. You need to get your eyes checked.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'm just particularly spicy. Right. So all of that is together. And 3810, I gotta put that out. But yeah, I should have that together. Your knees are old. My eyes are bent. Yeah.
Yeah.
One of my knees is old.
My knees are still doing good, but my eyes are messed up. So they've been bent since I've been born. They're just getting more bent.
Outside of my aversion to like light and my inability to deal with what would you call it, brightness changes?
Yeah.
It's not inability to deal with it. The prolonged amount of time I have to wait between dark and bright. Outside of that, like vision wise, that's like one of the things that I'm not going to have a problem with. If I, you drag my mom out, I'm like, yes, I'll measure that. Like, when did your eyes go? She was like 68, 70. So I don't need glasses. And that's about
good.
it. My knee's in good shape. My other knee was in good shape too until I destroyed it. They gave me another one, so it was all right.
Yeah, that's right.
Put that back in, and there we go. I got to remember to shut things down correctly.
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
Oh, yeah, Donam. Yeah, I hear you. Since I've gotten older, and not only, because I have optic nerve issues in my eyes, and some days it's worse than others, and I could use a cane. I even thought about it at times because I get nervous being in public alone, walking the streets. I don't see the cars too well anymore.
I don't know if I've had to tell a kid to get off. Yeah, I have. I legitimately told a kid to get off my lawn at this point. I have. I've done it once. And when I say that, I've done that in a non-comical way. I was like, get out of here, kids. There's been multiple comical things like get off my lawn, but yeah.
Yeah, Donna, I remember you mentioning you had some eye issues too. I have had several surgeries. Well, one major one when I was little, and they didn't understand the problem I had, but they fixed one of the things, so that was good. Because on top of they found out later in life, like just within the last 10 years, that I had optic nerve issues. But before that, they thought the doctors thought it was muscular. So they did major surgery on me because when I was born, my left eye was the pupil was completely rotated. So they had to take my eye out, rotate it, but I still don't see well out of it. It's just mostly light. But now, today's doctors, they know what's going on. But the problem is they can't fix optic nerve issues. So there is a medication that sometimes helps a bit, but it is the medication reacts to my heart issue, and so no, I did try it, and it did make my vision in my right eye a little better, but
So one thing I've been keeping an eye on is this guy.
Don M, yeah. Oh, Valkyrie, yeah.
Valkyra.
Has a gold rating.
Well, it's not the Chronicles. It's Elysium. Why did that one give me the wrong one?
Oh.
Yeah, it did. It gave me the wrong Valkyrie. I clicked on the wrong thing. I was like, that's not the right game, Proton DB. Here it is. We're at silver.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
But, we still gotta wait. This is the Steam Deck reports. And, yeah, the problem is the tutorial videos on how to play the game don't work. So I can't buy it yet.
Okay.
But I want to buy this. I need a new Smash and Bash game.
Yeah.
To go mindlessly
Fun.
play
I
around
have
and
it in
pick
my
up for
wish
10
list.
seconds at a time. Plays fine on your Steam Deck? Well, yeah. I mean, outside of like all of the videos not working, it's reports like that is why I'm glad Proton DB exists, Doc.
Yeah.
It's like, no, everything's great. Videos don't play on it. Well, I mean, I didn't think I needed to mention that, but everything.
Yeah. You need those cinematics.
I don't know, man. I'm looking forward to that version of Proton or Proton GE that makes everything work. Because I'm still not going to buy a Switch just to play Bayonetta. I did go through, I talked about that a little bit on Saturday. We were talking about the latest Yuzu update.
Oh, okay.
And if you're unfamiliar with Yuzu, that's the Nintendo Switch emulator. It works on Linux. But man, setting it up is not difficult. It is, the problem is here's step 1, here's step 2, here's step 3, here's step 6, and here's step 7. Everybody leaves out these middle steps because those are Nintendo going to sue somebody steps for getting it set up. So you're legitimately on like page 2 of Google trying to figure out like, where do I get this stuff that I need? And we're not talking like games or anything. We're just talking about like the initialization keys and stuff like that. And you eventually find like the one forum post with the correct link to a Google Drive page to get what you need to get the thing set up. And I'm like, man, this is way too much work. Like, what I want in my perfect world is I want Nintendo to release like a Switch card. Like, give me a PCI Express by 1 card with Nintendo Switch hardware on it. Let me just plug that in. Yeah, it's a step 2 thing that'll throw you sideways out. And I don't care enough. I run into like, my time is the most valuable thing I have these days. And I'm like, I don't have an afternoon to sit and figure all this out. And I'm just not going to buy a Switch to play one video game.
Yeah, I hear you. I've got a couple games too. I went and I'm just waiting for them to be released and I can play them with Proton.
But outside of that, if anybody has any gaming recommendations, I'm open to suggestions because I can't think of anything. I got to the point in Jedi Fallen Order, the one with the ginger, that I was playing, and I beat the first Dark Souls boss. And I beat the second Dark Souls boss, and I had to go back to a planet that I hated being on. I'm like, I'm done. I'm done because, I'm like at the halfway point of the game and I don't feel like a Jedi. I don't. I still feel like I'm a Dark Souls character because, you're a Jedi. You should be able to you can force pull and like slash and all that. But man, you're still getting like 2 or 3 shotted Dark Souls style. I'm like, I'm not feeling this. Hollow Knight's supposed to come out. Silk Song's supposed to come out before the end of the year. We got that to look forward to, right?
Nice. Yeah, my brother's been enjoying Hollow Knight tremendously, Vin, and I was telling him how much you loved it, and he remembered you playing it.
And I'm thinking, see, that's another thing. Like maybe if Guardians of the Galaxy goes on sale, maybe. But yeah, Hollow Knight's really the only thing. Hollow Knight Silk Song, might play that. I mean, not might play it. I'll definitely play the snot out of it. But I played Jedi.
Yeah, my brother said it's addicting and frustrating. It is.
It's pretty good. I got like 58 hours. I mean, I beat it a couple of times, which is the problem. Like, it's like, which version of Radiance did you kill? Like the second one? Yeah, I want something open world. I mean, there's a bunch of stuff. Like, I can't watch anybody that I normally have been watching on, and watch is a strong word, my background music, which is like Twitch streamers. Because everybody's playing God of War, the new God of War. Can't watch that, because that's coming to PC, right? And that's like real story heavy. I don't want to be spoiled on that. I want to have that experience myself. And I'm not buying a PS5 to play that game. So we're going to be waiting on like Sony Santa Monica to hopefully in the next 2 years. And is there anything else that I'm trying to avoid? I think that's like the big one, but everybody's playing that right now, so I'm just not watching anybody. I'd like to play the Horizon Forbidden West. The second one. I want to play that.
I'm waiting for the new Portal mod to come out. The big new one that's been in development a while, and they're making a standalone version of it. See what the name of that one is.
I bought the new Spider-Man game, Joe, and it runs not well. Which I was powering through that, right? Granted, I don't have the most powerful video card. I have a 3060. But I expect to be able to get decent performance with a 3060 at like 1080p. But things on like medium, but I mean, it's like the swinging, the thing that's supposed to be the super fun, engaging part. Struggling to hit like 40. And I uninstalled it when I got to a point every time I load in at this save state, not save state, but area where I was saved, that it freezes and just locks up. And I'm like, you know what? We're just gonna wait. Just maybe I'll come back to that in a year or two. Which let's see, what is Bridge of Souls? Bridge of Souls Steam? Maybe? What are you talking? I'm trying to find a Bridge of Soul. Is it Bridge of Soul or Bridge of Souls? No, it's Bridge of Souls. Are you sure about that, Joe? Bridge of Souls video game. I'm not seeing it anywhere.
Portal Revolution is the one I'm waiting for. Can I remember the name of it? Because I have so many mods I've been playing. It looks awesome.
You know what, Joe? Google agreed with you there. It's like, did you mean? I'm like, I think maybe this is what Joe means. Bridge of Spirits. Action adventure? It Souls like, nope. Don't want it. I don't like Souls like. see.
Yeah.
If the entire that's why I tapped out of the Jedi game. It's like it just got too Souls-like when the entire like fight mechanic loop is run in circles and roll while taking health potions. It's not hard like Dark Souls, Darksiders. I don't know. Like the combat I like, you know, Nier Automata, Pia, Onomonoma,
Near Automata.
Automatic Tomatoes, the new Nier, not the new old Nier.
Yeah.
That's a well done, like spectacle brawler, but you know, combo heavy. You know, Bayonetta type stuff. I think Platinum kind of set the bar with the original Bayonetta of like what you can do with like you know, third person action brawler. I like that type of combat. Or I don't mind like light combat, like all the Tomb Raider series, you know, the new Tomb Raiders. Those three games, those are fun.
I love those because they have a lot of puzzle elements.
Puzzle, stealth, like,
yeah.
You know, same thing like Horizon Zero Dawn, like, you know, not act necessarily. I mean, it is action heavy, but it's not like crazy,
It has
like
a good story.
fight combat type stuff. But yeah, anything I see that on the Steam page says Souls-like, I'm like, pass.
Yeah, I know. I'm not into that either.
Like,
Not that I haven't played some of the games that are in that similar to that genre that I haven't liked, but
I mean, I've played the Dark Souls games. I mean, it doesn't appeal to me. Dark Souls to me is a rhythm game for people who have impulse control issues. I mean, like, once you get the rhythm thing down and you're not baited into an attack, where you can just hold off and like, wait, and kind of got through it. I haven't played Dynasty Wars. What is the, I think it's coming to PC. It was on PlayStation, the samurai game, open world-ish. I forget what it was called. All the kids were playing it a couple of months ago. That looked pretty cool. I mean, I'll play that. Last of Us coming to PC. I'm gonna buy that.
that'll be cool. Yeah.
I'm interested in that. Yeah, that's it. That's it, Sandy.
Ghost of Tsushima. Yeah.
Way better than Ghost of Tempura.
Yes.
I watched a couple of people play Ghostwire Tokyo. People kind of like, that was a hot thing for a second, and people forgot about it. Kind of like another game the internet completely forgot about, as well, looking at like Game of the Year nominations from the Video Game Awards. Like, remember Stray? You're like, oh right, that came out, didn't it?
Aw, that's a great game. I'm through the first couple levels of that.
Then you're almost done with it.
Yeah, it's not too long.
It's like a 4-hour long game. Yeah. I don't know. Like, the reason I wasn't like interested in the Stray game was like the way the what do you call it? The traversal mechanics of like where you're not really even jumping. You're just kind of like, okay, you hit it, you press a button and it does the automatic jump to another level. I'm like, so you can't even fall off. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
Stanley Parable. That's a fun one.
Yeah, it's one of my favorites.
Got a couple minutes. Anybody got anything exciting for the rest of the week? You got anything going on?
Pretty relaxed week. Mostly just working this week. Guess I had my fun last week at Disneyland. We gotta start getting ready for Thanksgiving though next week. Oh my gosh.
What do people do for Thanksgiving?
Families get together and have turkey.
They celebrate over the carcass of an animal. Like,
Yeah.
got war paint on.
I'm more interested. I like all the sides. I like mashed potatoes and the stuffing and the green beans, that kind of thing. Those are my favorite things. I eat a little turkey though, but I'm more into the sides.
Joe's gonna see if he can put up with Jordan for another week.
Yeah, and yams, candied yams or marshmallow covered yams, sweet potatoes, cranberries. Yeah, Steve loves all the Thanksgiving things.
Cranberries are decent.
I do love cranberries.
That's the, I was really irritated that I saw this has been years and years ago. I think it was like Capri Sun had like cranberry, like dried cranberry snacks.
Yeah, they're good.
I was like, oh man, I grabbed some of those and put it out and took a bite and like spit it out. I'm like, why did you do this?
Oh yeah, they sweetened them up.
Yeah, they just put sugar in the cranberry, like dried cranberries. I'm like, I just tossed it. I'm like, geez, man. Yeah, let's turn dried fruit, which is already sugar, and let's add more sugar to it.
I like yogurt covered cranberries. And you can get the yogurt that's not sweetened, so that's a nice combination.
I just wanted the cranberries. Yeah, cranberries. I'm down with the cranberries. But yeah, that cranberry flavored candy? No, not a fan.
I like cranberry. I like cranberry in drinks too. Like with, things that have cranberry pomegranate, cranberry, acai berry, that kind of stuff.
I like cranberry juice if it's unsweetened and it's regular cranberry juice. It's not like cranberry juice afterthought tropical punch. It's technically red, so we can legally call it cranberry juice. Mm-hmm. Yeah, just like regular cranberry juice I'm down with.
Yeah. I didn't like it as a kid, but when I was forced to drink it because of bowel problems. but now that I've gotten older, I really like it. Tingleberries. Sandman.
Superior berry.
Remember, superior berry.
That's what a large portion is. Member berries. People want that nostalgia.
Zombie cranberries.
Yeah. Zombie. I think she passed away. Yeah, I think I finally I've started to decipher some of the nostalgia stuff. But I still don't get it. But man, it sells. I mean, I didn't realize like how much foot traffic retro, like the Pink Gorilla, the 2 locations they have in Seattle, like how much foot traffic they get. It's pretty intense. And we're not talking about like people coming in to like, ooh, look at that. Like they're coming in there to buy stuff, man. They are not window shopping. They're like, oh, this and this and this and this and this. All right. Oh, she did pass away. That's a shame.
Oh, that's a sad down on him.
Right.
I didn't realize that zombie died.
Well, that was the name of the song, was Zombie.
The song.
It was the Cranberries.
Oh.
It's the band name.
The Cranberries, yeah. Oh, gosh. Yes.
Such hits as Zombie and Linger.
Now I remember.
Okay, that's put together. So has anybody figured out how to use Mastodon yet?
We've been using it for long enough. 2018. when we got our mast.linuxgamecast.com server.
I had a Mastodon account. I'm not going to come out and be like, yes, I fully understand it. I don't know. I post stuff on my timeline. That's about it. We have a federated time. I'm looking at it. I'm like, some of this makes sense, I guess. But we were talking about this the other night, or last week. It's like the worst thing about Mastodon is this looks way too much like TweetDeck. And it doesn't work like TweetDeck.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how, because like on TweetDeck, am I linked in Twitter in this? This is how I use Twitter. You're gonna let me zoom in and out of the page? How small is I gotta get? Look, there's Sandy.
I have tons of columns on mine too.
Look at this in a small window. Yeah, I got my home, I got notifications, I got a search for Linux audio, Linux podcast, I got one for Linux, I got one for hashtag Linux gaming, and I got one just for Linux gaming.
Yeah.
How do I set this up? Get the equivalent of this with this? Don't know. Because if I do a search, like, it doesn't work the same way. I gotta sit down and figure it out.
Yeah, hashtags seem to work the best for searching.
Gotta search across the federated timeline. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe they'll come up with Mastodon for old people. Maybe I can get a TikTok version. Yeah, G Plus was great.
Yeah, we all miss G Plus. Yeah. That's how I started talking to, well, besides IRC during the show, that's how I used to talk to Ben and Jordan and Pedro, was on Google Pluses back in the day.
G Plus worked because G Plus was nothing like anything else. It didn't give you any, you looked at G Plus like, what is this? Okay, I need to figure out how to use all of this stuff. And that to its credit was good. Circles, like, this is new. How does this work? You didn't have any assumptions with it. You looked at it. That's one of those things you looked at and you're like, I don't know how any of this is supposed to work.
Yeah, you have to learn it.
Yeah, you got to get through it. That's like, hey, let's tie this back into Linux. One of the dangers of doing desktop managers that look like Windows.
Mm-hmm.
Because somebody's going to use it, thinking it's going to do Windows type stuff. And when it doesn't, they get upset. I'm looking at this Mastodon, our timeline thing. I'm like, well, this looks an awful lot like TweetDeck, but it doesn't do the TweetDeck like stuff. I'm like,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Sandy, it's so true. I loved Google Circles, plus Circles. I mean, I had my Linux Gamecast circle, and then I had my PC Perspective circle, and and my Twit circle, and all the different.
Well, fortunately,
all the different podcasts I followed.
that ability is.
Oh yeah, the Mastodon CLI is cool. Nice on him.
That's something that exists so people can open it and take a screenshot of it and close it.
It actually works quite good.
I 100%, I'm sure it works, but that's something people open, take a screenshot of, and close.
Yeah.
Twitter has circles, has the equivalent of circles.
Yeah, they started that recently, I noticed.
That's been around for a while.
Yeah. I just don't use it.
Well, no, NeoFetch is what people who don't use Linux post screenshot of. Yeah, I posted that a couple of nights ago.
I think what it is with the Twitter circles is they finally kind of integrated it a little better so people see it.
Dostodon. Yeah, that was pretty decent. It's like everything when you see like the CLI thing. They're always neat. If you need a screen reader, I guess that could be handy. I would assume. That could be completely wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I use the browser. Like, okay, the only reason I have Discord open in the Discord application right now is because I don't want or have room for another browser. But yeah, I use everything in a browser. I use Discord throughout the day. I have it in a tab. It's the best place to run Discord. Same with like Twitter. I don't know, like desktop applications. Like maybe I could understand having a Spotify client. Maybe.
Yeah. I do most of my Twitter on mobile, and the problem with, of course, TweetDeck is it's not as suited as well for mobile. But so what I do is I create all my tweets in drafts on the Twitter client, and then go to the TweetDeck and then put them in my different different accounts that I have for work. So I just cut and paste them and then send them out that way. But when I'm on computer, I use the web-based TweetDeck.
Yeah, I don't use IRC, so IRC is one of the nostalgia things. I grew up using IRC. I'm glad I don't have to use IRC anymore.
Yeah, I still like IRC.
I'm not going to pretend I like IRC. I used IRC because that's what, I wrote a chat application for 20 plus years.
Yeah.
And, of course I used it. Now, I don't have to use, and I've told other projects this because there's still other projects, like open source projects. The only way they have, they don't have Discord or Matrix or anything like that. Like, oh, you gotta log into IRC. And I'm like, you understand to somebody under the age of 35, you're asking them to enter nuclear launch codes and decrypt the Hellraiser puzzle box, right? You understand that, right? They're not going to go through that much trouble. We're still in IRC. What are you talking about? We never left.
Yeah, but it used to just be IRC before Discord.
Well, I was the one that set it up. I remember.
That's how I used to talk to Ven, Pedro, and Jordan till 3 and 4 in the morning on Saturday night.
See, there's Alan from IRC. Yep. There's Katana from IRC. No, we've moved, when...
on a different server now.
When Freenode imploded, and we're like, right. We'll
so sad.
Go somewhere else. But everything's tied together on the live chat, so... Everybody's cool.
Yeah.
See, look at that. Now everybody... See, these are people like, I can log into IRC. And as soon as you turn your back, they're like, let's close IRC and get back on Discord. Okay.
Yeah.
You got to be where the people are. It doesn't matter whether or not you personally like something, especially if you're doing a project or if you have a community.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's not that I particularly have any care for Discord. The reason we have Discord is because Atomic, one after show, was like, hey, try the Discord thing and for audio and video. Because nothing was really working at the time. And I set up, that's why we ended up with a Discord.
Oh, empathy. Yeah.
What did I use? I think I always just used, okay, let's see what I have installed. This is what I probably used. Internet, HexChat.
Yeah, Pigeon. Pigeon still is the jack of all trades. It's still pretty cool.
I used HexChat, and before I used HexChat, I used BitchX.
Yeah, that's what I was just going to say, but I didn't want to say the word because, well, family-friendly show. I wanted to say B, colon, or B, asterisk.
It's named a software application. Yeah, I mean, HexChat works. Conversation, yeah, if you're on the KDE side. But again, I mean, I used IRC. You know, it wasn't like a casual thing. It's just all we had to use to chat. And the second I didn't have to use IRC, I didn't use IRC. I don't have any love for it, is what I'm saying.
Oh, that's funny, Arthur. And you saw it on Mr. Robot. Yeah. So, of course, it was developed off the first ones. BitchX was developed off the first ones that we had on our BBS systems. I was like, I did. Because it's a name, like Vince said, it's a name of an application, but I didn't say it during the main show.
Yeah, it's like a regular, I mean, a word's a word until you get all squirrely and start acting weird around saying it, because that gives the word power. And then does something more than just saying the word.
Well, I very rarely cuss, so that's a thing.
Well, is it cussing if it's a definition of something that's listed in the dictionary? What defines cussing? Societal standards?
What you can and cannot say on FM and AM radio?
You can say bitch on radio.
I wasn't allowed to here.
This isn't radio.
That was one of the no one. No.
When was it first released? January 1st, 2013. Unresolved security issues? Yeah, I don't even think you can find it in like a modern, can we? Let's take a look. Botch X, learn to type. Nope, it's not in Debian. Sniper installer.
I haven't looked for it in so long.
Yeah, I don't actively look for anything to engage with IRC with.
Yeah, it.
Oh, it's still in Fedorf? Yeah, I did a search on Debian. It's not in the Debian repos anymore.
Yeah, it used to be years ago, but no longer maintained. Last stable release was 2014.
I think, the source code for it's on SourceForge. I think that's always the sign of like, well, that's not maintained anymore, is it?
Yeah.
That's another thing that have just kind of fallen away for like desktop usage, like media players. You know, you'd always have like XMMS or like VLC.
Yeah.
Or MPV.
Cine.
I don't, like, I have MPV to check videos, and I have ALSA player. And I have VLC installed, but I don't ever really use it. I stream everything from mobile these days.
I still use MPlayer quite a bit.
I use MPlayer to, what do I use MPlayer for? I use it to create timestamps because the base MPlayer, wait, no, not MPlayer, MPV is what I meant to say.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't ever install MPlayer anymore. Not for any other reason than I just use MPV. Yeah, the stock MPV GUI is, you hit delete, it puts up your time code, and it's got a very short scrub. You know, it doesn't do like segment jumping. I mean, it's like, 3-second jumps in your scrub, so it's real easy to scrub through things to get timestamps. That's why I like it. But yeah, the days of like having a standalone player to do XYZ's kind of gone.
Yeah.
closest thing I have to that is also player for the shows. It would be VLC, but VLC won't fix their jack implementation to work exactly like I need it to work, which means, you know, if it doesn't work exactly like I need it to work, that means it's wrong, right?
Yeah.
We've all been there. All right.
Actually, I haven't.
What?
I haven't checked my rank in a while. 11. Yeah, I'm usually around 9, 10, 11.
I'm 6. All right. I'm much higher than I thought I was going to be.
Yeah.
I mean, I always chat once a day, if not more, but
Yep. Old man is still on. Linux Guru is still on top.
level 84, 89, I don't know, man. 30,000 to 30. All right. That's a race. If you're watching on the stream wondering what's going on, when I say we have an active Discord, I mean we got an active Discord.
Yeah.
People talk a lot.
See, our Theron is 2.
He's number 2. Who's number 3? What is... Don't we have a letterboard command?
Yeah, we do. And I don't remember it.
Oh, I don't either, but if I ask it in the form of a question, they'll post it.
The chat will post it, yeah. Yeah, Strider is 3. Okay.
Oh, okay. Swing and a miss. Third time's a charm. Levels! All right. Let's have a look at our levels.
I haven't checked it in a while.
Let's take a look at the Linux Gamecast. 69. Nice. 1,000 messages. Linux Neuro 59. Only 10,000 under. Arthurian. Strider, which amazes me because I don't think of Strider as a particularly chatty person. However, 58,000.
Yeah, he posts a lot.
Mir at 4, I completely agree. However, if we take out all the at replies, that would probably be 3 posts. Foxy, yeah. I'm, again, higher than I thought. Zoe at 22. Empty at 25. Okay, Jordan and Pedro are about the same.
We're all, the other 3 hosts are about the same.
16, 13, and 12.
Yeah.
Jordan,
That's so funny.
Frojo's Jordan. I mean, Jordan's got more than I thought he would have. Scott's up there. Katana's up there. Steve's doing all right.
Yeah. 14.
Atomic's the reason we have Discord. And Becky, Daisy, Steve-O, Mr. Alert. Alan's at 21. Yeah, that's probably about right. Now we're just kind of getting into, well, we're still in the 3,000s. That's a lot. How far do we got to get down? 800s. 1,000. Okay. 957. That's a lot for not a duck, because when not a duck types, it's like, hello, and that's about it, which is fine. Civic, Nubbin's only got 648. Joe, with only 486, I say that. Like after 4 weeks, that's pretty good. Nova, Darmok is at 326. What I'm looking for right now is like people who are regularly in, but hardly ever post. We legitimately got people that like always online. They just don't even, which, you know, Kraken is down to 20. Email auction here. I see that I recognize.
You got Mike G. He's in number 27.
Right.
He's got 3,200.
So many people. There we go. Now we're down to 0. Lord Maka and Greg Leto. Oh, 0, 0, 0. All right. Paul, Stevie, Dodger. All at 1. Right on. I can respect that. I don't know. What do you mean? I don't know. I haven't heard from Orn in
Yeah.
years. It's been like 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think the last
-9, yeah, quality lurking.
Orn sighting was like Orn was in Switzerland.
Yes, yeah, that was he went to school there. He's messaged me privately a few times.
Hey, I'm all about that quality lurking lifestyle. I'm the type of person that won't renew my subscription to a Twitch channel until after they're offline because I don't want them to be like, hey, thanks for resubscribing. Like, we'll just wait. So people are all about that. Speaking of subs, pink_is_pretty. Thank you for the sub.
Yay! Pink is pretty.
If you are still listening and or around, that will give you access to our super secret Discord. Ah, man. All right, Rohit's here. We gotta go. That's the spirit.
Aw.
Yeah, I don't mind the giving of money. I want to have like the avoidance of credit. Like, let me do it anonymously. I really wish Twitch had a thing like that. I'd be down if Patreon even had a thing like that, which I guess I could create like alternate Patreon accounts. But that's just too much work. I just wish I had like a...
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Like, here, let me support and just list me as a anonymous whatever. I don't know. But, I get it. Like, people want the attention or whatever, or recognition, which is 100% cool. That's just, I avoid attention like the plague. The more attention, the less you can get away with. See, it's not me trying to be noble or anything. It's like, man, you can't get away with so much if a lot of people are watching you. All right. Everyone, I am going to go and get to work on turning this into a podcast.
Yes.
So, let me do that. Give me some... Ew, what's that?
Yeah, Arthur, and you too. Have a good rest of your night.
I have
Aw,
chalk.
thank you, Joe. Thank you, Sandman.
Joe, take care of Jordan tomorrow night.
Yeah.
I'll see everybody Friday, 7:30. Go practice.
Yes.
Do you think? Drive in circles.
Yeah, we got some tough tracks to practice, but I like it. They're fidgety tracks. That's what it is. They're fidgety.
All tracks are fidgety until you get good at them.
Yeah. Bye, brother Jelly Bean. And Joe, Jelly Bean is my brother. His name is Jack, so it's Jack and Jill.